coming to you from
Long Beach,
in Tofino.
West Tofino.
Tofino is on the west coast of Vancouver Island.
Less ChatGPT, more Maddy. Vancouver is on the west coast of...
Okay. I was trying to think though. Okay, all right. Start again.
This is the start. Oh, that's better. There we go.
Yeah.
Sun's out. Bit of squint in the eyes.
Yeah.
That'll look warmer. Great. Hey, friends.
Hello.
Where are we from?
Well, we're from Australia, but we're coming to you from Tofino.
Oh, is that right?
Vancouver Island,
Yeah.
west coast.
Awesome. Making a weekly commitment to turning the camera on and recapping what we've been through, what we've learned.
Our life abroad.
In the hope that there is something valuable you can take from it, and that hopefully we in years past can look at
Look back from
how
memories.
little we knew
Yeah.
and how much we've grown.
Exactly. Just
Yeah.
documenting the journey.
Documenting the journey. We don't have a name yet.
Yeah.
Maybe we will by the time this is posted, but
Maybe.
ad lib with a bit of an outline on what happened. So what happened this week?
So this week I would say we officially started van life.
Yep.
Because prior to that we were in a beautiful house sit in North Saanich.
Yep.
So we weren't really van lifing it up. So it has begun that chapter.
I mean, we spent a fair chunk of that house sit researching and navigating.
Yeah,
getting
that was the preparation for van life.
I think we can't just skip over that detail. There's some nuggets in there that...
Yeah, I mean that's a whole video in itself.
I thought we were going to cover that in today. We said while it's fresh, right? Unless I had it wrong. What did you mean the last week?
No, I was thinking we just do the last week.
We've done. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, because that's probably a whole video in itself where we could make some notes from.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Okay, aspects of buying a van.
Yeah.
Right.
So I think let's just recap the
7
last
days.
week, this week. Yeah.
Literally 7 days ago when we left with the van.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, that's an easy pickup.
Yeah.
Just slice up the last minute and a half
Yeah.
and keep going. We hit the road in a van only to go to another house.
Yeah. Gentle introduction to
Officially
van life.
started van life.
Yeah.
We spent the first night on the road though in the van, just outside the place of
Yes.
our house sit.
Which Divvy, if you're watching this,
Divvy.
I remember we did this for you, your first night. You did it
Very good.
outside, you camped outside our house.
You reached out,
Yeah.
you were like, I'd just love to
Yeah.
baby step and kind of have someone on civilization nearby, and we now know the feeling.
But we have done like camper van life before, so it's not something that's entirely new to us.
Yeah.
We definitely did steps to get here and be comfortable with doing van life in the first place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the first big nugget, first major key. Major key is, I think a lot of people make glamorize just like, you know, selling everything, quitting your job, buying a ticket and just like going overseas. But something we'll probably like share a bit more and be really real with is that a lot of what this journey has actually been years in the making. And there's different skills and there's different preparation and I guess practice, you could say, that has led us up to feeling this comfortable. And we want to be completely real with all of it. That this was not an overnight experience.
No.
And then we'd spent, what was the last few camper trips that we did together? Just for
We did
reference.
Tassie and WA.
Yeah. About
Both
2.5, 3
2.5
weeks.
weeks, 3 weeks each.
Right,
yeah.
so
Yeah.
that was a good baby step into
And
it.
we've done a lot of camping-esque adventure activities, I would say, over the course of us being together.
Yeah. And I think that's a really good test, especially in a relationship.
You are locked into a tight space.
You're locked in for minimum period.
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing stopping me from just like bailing and grabbing a ticket and flying back if it gets. I hope we never get to that stage. I'd like to think we could resolve it and work through it. But that's what gave us the confidence or the stack of evidence to say we can manage it. We came off really well.
Yeah.
And
we enjoyed it.
We enjoyed it.
And we could see how the lifestyle could enable us to do what we want to do this year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're also not planning to do van life 24/7. So as we said, our first week was already a massive caveat.
Yes.
It's going to be probably a mixture of house sits or Airbnbs combined with van life.
Yeah.
Because I don't think life is an extreme of black and white and you just go all in on one. We as man gens, if you know, you know,
It's a whole nother video.
like a taste of a lot of things, and
Yeah.
feel too boxed in and restricted if we're just doing one thing.
Yeah, I don't think I would be cut out for full-time,
No.
100% van
Yeah.
life.
And I respect.
I'd get too
you can do it.
up. Yeah.
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 Respect.
There's people out there who I'm like, mad
They're
respect.
just-
You're doing
They've
that
been doing it
hardcore for years.
Yeah, for years. Yeah, and that's crazy.
Yeah.
But
we also are going to be working, and like for me, being a celiac, like I love having a kitchen and being able to cook every now and then. For you need your workspace.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely.
Yeah.
Everyone craves being able to ground and recalibrate. You know?
A bit of both.
Yeah.
Which Trusted House Sitters has really enabled us to be able to do that. So last week we started our van life. We drove up from the bottom of Vancouver Island to probably about halfway up and did a 4 or 5 night stay in a house of a young family.
Yep.
And then we have just recently left that house sit, and here we are in beautiful Tofino.
So we've somewhat sent it. We're not free camping, which, if you're not in the world, basically means pulling up in like approved or registered sites.
No,
with
unregistered sites.
Oh,
Free
sorry.
camping.
You're right.
Yeah.
Unregistered sites.
Yeah.
And just pulling up and parking.
Yeah.
Again, we're still baby stepping a little bit, and we're in like a campground.
We're in a campground, yeah.
Because the one thing that our setup is missing, we'll show a tour, I'm sure, in another video, it doesn't have a toilet.
Yeah.
And we do need access to top up water every now and
And a
then.
shower.
Otherwise, we're pretty self-sufficient, within our facilities, but we'll leave that for another day.
Yeah. We'll give you a full van tour.
Full van tour. Yeah. It's also still unnamed.
Yeah.
Not sure what to go with.
She's a GMC Savannah. So I'm thinking
3500.
like maybe Savannah. I mean, that's not very original, but
Maybe it has to be like something alliteration. S the Savannah. Like Sarah the Savannah or something. I don't know, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyway, we'll update you on a name.
Maybe we crowdfund.
Yeah, if you have any
Crowdsource a name.
suggestions,
Once
let
everyone
us
sees
know.
the tour video, then we'll submit competition and best winner gets gets the van once we're done with it. I don't know. Well, that'd be an amazing giveaway. I think while we were in the piece of the house sitting Courtney, looking after 2 dogs.
And a cat.
One that we renamed.
One who I had been calling the wrong name the whole week. We called him Garbo, but his name was Jarbo.
And I'd say we were probably a bit biased because when we saw the way that he ate breakfast and the way he just like powered through it and made a mess of like everywhere he went, I think like the idea of a garbage man kept landing, and so we shifted from Jarbo to Garbo.
Yeah.
Bit embarrassing when we had to.
He still responded though.
He still responded. And it's like quite a brother called Kane who was just like chill as a pill.
Yeah.
And then a little cat that reminded us a little bit of our boy back at home.
Yeah. She was named Dog, even though she was a cat, which was quite ironic.
Anyone can be anything nowadays. Yeah. You can be a unicorn if you want to be. We used some of this time on mine. I was like working, which is really quite a beautiful setup. Really like inspiring musical studio that the father or one of the co-owners of the place had, and I got to run some of the sessions I'm contributing to for Time to Build, run by Tom Nosk, and that was like really cool to be kind of going full circle, as it has been exactly 1 year since I signed up as a student to do the program, and now like 3 cohorts later, I'm able to like pass on everything, but also be a living testament or an example of the power of like having a system and taking personal branding seriously, and like now passing on to an amazing cohort. So yeah, that was very, very surreal to be passing that on. And Maddie, you had some of your own homework.
My own homework.
Chiseling away at this week.
Yeah, I'm officially not really working.
Well done.
So when we were
fired your employer.
When we were at our
Put
house
them on
sit,
pause.
I was still doing marking, and so this week's kind of been the first week where I've been like, ooh, what am I doing with my life? And there were some serious questions raised that I felt a little bit pressured that I had to make, but then again, nothing is ever really that time urgent. But essentially there was some crossroads with planning out the end of year. I had an opportunity, I was invited to an opportunity to do a project that is related to midwifery in Africa at the end of the year. And then also some of my girlfriends are planning to potentially meet us in Mexico, and it's all kind of coinciding in one, and I felt that I kind of had to make a bit of start thinking about, am I going to study this coming semester / keep going with midwifery? And There's always been questions about midwifery.
Why's that? What's wrong?
I think I just question a lot of things. The healthcare system, and having been in it for a long time, I have a very up close and personal relationship with it. And I can't necessarily see myself being like the typical midwife in hospital, having the same challenges that I had with being a paramedic in a system. And so, yeah, I think it feels like a really big decision to me to be like, am I going ahead with it? Am I not? But then after a bit of a crisis moment, a bit of a like, I don't know what to do. I feel very lost. I kind of just, I don't know, I just moved through it quicker than what I have, because I've been having this battle for like the last 2 years with midwifery.
I have seen it lay out a few times.
I've gone, yes, I love it. Yes, I'm doing it. To no, I don't know. I should just give up and do totally something not even healthcare related. Long story short is like, I still don't 100% know. And I don't think I ever will 100% know.
Never will. No one does.
And I'm previously have been someone who's very much anchored on certainty and having things figured out, or as figured out as I thought I could. And I'm learning to let go of that and just surrender a little bit to the universe, and just releasing that I will make the best decision with the time and resources that I have, that I can at the time. And nothing is ever like, you know, you say no to something and I can always come back to it, really. Like
100%.
There always is options. But we think there aren't.
Yeah. And things boomerang in our life, right?
Yeah.
Like things that we're worried we may have lost, aka our relationship when we first met and we were going to be long distance. And there's that, well, yeah, okay, maybe we're not going to work out, but we did. And so you're right, there is like an impermanence about every decision or every relationship or every door that we open or close that we think is, you know, never a thing.
And I think we see others doing things and doing their life, living their life out, and we think that they're like, have made this 100% commitment, 100% certainty. They know for sure that that's exactly what they want to do. But in reality, I think everyone is almost a little bit uncertain about what they're doing.
And no one shares or really like normalize the uncertainty.
Yeah.
And shows that we spend more time in the struggle and the questioning than the actual, I'm in and I'm aligned and I finally got there.
Yeah.
I think what I pull from what you said is I try and stick to this. I try and say, when I'm doing something, I'm committed 100%, but I'm willing to let go of it. And this phrase embodied it, which is strongly held, loose beliefs.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that just not only carries like beliefs, but it could be careers and identities.
Yeah.
It's like when you're in something, give it your all. Like give it your 100% and best, because then you'll always go to sleep at night being like, I didn't leave something on the table. Maybe that could have flourished or whatever. You know, people half-heart relationships, people half-heart jobs, and people just want to kind of half-heart things in life because they're hedging. But like whatever season you're at in your life and whatever those projects are that you've decided, like do them really, really well. And then also be willing to give yourself, like you said, the grace and the surrender to be like, right now, this isn't for me. Or right now, I can come back to this. Or this doesn't make sense with the priorities that are come into my life.
For this chapter of life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Full send on van life at the moment.
Sorry?
Full send on van life.
Yeah,
and moment,
like,
you know?
I kind of came back to it and I was like, why am I getting myself so like tormented by this? And I was in a bit of a funk that night.
Yeah.
And then we kind of like went out for dinner and I was still in a funk, and then we just like went to that beach.
Ramen and funk.
And we went to this beautiful beach and we just like, I don't know, I forgot about it. And we went for a walk and we played and
messed around on a log.
We met a beautiful Canadian man who was just like,
probably
having
like
a chat.
Some big
Probably
dick
big,
energy.
Big millionaire.
Big millionaire.
Yeah.
You know
House
when you...
right on the beach.
There is,
like 2 houses actually.
It's just like...
Yeah, and their dogs came running to us.
Yeah.
That was the whole thing.
And they attacked us.
Yeah, they started nipping my ankles.
So he felt obligated to come and come and patch things up.
Anyway, he was very friendly and invited us for a wine, which we didn't take him up on. We thought maybe we should have.
I think so. Learn the lesson.
Anyway, and I forgot about it, and I just like was like, I'm living my best life right now, and I don't need to get myself super hung up on this. Figure it out. The trip in Africa may happen again.
Africa's not going anywhere anytime soon, and the people that would love your support are still going to be there.
Yeah, midwifery is still going to be there,
and you're only going to get better with time.
Yeah,
with everything you do. Awesome. Proud of you, boo.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was nice having your support though.
Love it. There for it.
Yeah.
Highest point of your breakdown is sometimes the lowest point of your breakthrough. Like I said, I don't know if I mentioned it earlier, the time interval between crisis to then like recalibrating and finding that equilibrium back in the center was so much. And to me, that's a sign of growth.
Yeah, it was a lot quicker.
It's a lot quicker. And I'm not saying it needs to be rushed or fast or whatever, but you weren't distracting yourself or running away from just sitting with it and letting it be, because it's so easy. And it's not your fault. Like if you're working full time, like work will take your mind off it, and stress and an Instagram newsfeed, which is all accessible. But I think because we had such a simple, calm, quiet life.
Yeah, I had the whole day.
You had the whole day.
Like, mull over it and like think about options and
I think it came to me and I was like, oh, how'd you feel your day went? And I was like, oh, I just kind of tottered around on the Substack and did nothing. And I was happy when you said that, because I was like, you weren't just doing random shit all together. You were actually just like lowering the amount of input or sensory input that you had, so that your brain could finally just bring it to the forefront and just flush through.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even like, I don't know, didn't feel as volatile or rocky.
No, it wasn't.
Because I'll probably be having a few of those in the next year. So I hope that I can have.
Oh, I feel like we always have them. Every human does. Every human does. It's a sign of being human.
I'm here to own it. I wanted to talk about it today because I just want someone who's seeing this or us in the future to be like, if that is what you're going through right now, you're meant to be going through that. You're meant to second guess things and question things. Yeah. Because like if we had a life of certainty our entire life, that's a life of delusion. That's boring and that's delusional. Yeah. Or you're missing the potential and upside of trying other things. There is a caveat. Doesn't mean the grass is always greener. And I don't want people to always have shiny object syndrome and think, oh, like that job could be better, or maybe this and maybe that. But it's like, be where you are and be happy and be grateful with what you have. Like you said, you're living your best life. Why are you taking away from the enjoyment of what we're doing by fretting about something that you can decide in the future, while also looking forward and being like, I have confidence and trust in myself. Yeah. That I will make the right decision when I need to. Yeah. And I'm not going to take from the present moment. And steal from it. Yeah, I think there still always will come a crunch point when you do have to make a decision, but just not like... Did you have to make it this week? Yeah, but also when you do have to, just not putting that pressure on yourself to be like, was it the right decision, was it not? Like, just roll with it, you know? Yeah. Have you ever made a decision? Can you look back and say what were some of the right decisions you made in your life? Buying the house when I did. Yeah, right, fair enough. What made it right? What made it right? Well, it turned out to be a good investment. We still don't know. Correct. We still don't know. Correct. Yeah. And this is the thing. So you work up until this point in time, but then the market tanks and you lose all your value, and someone takes a shit on the floor, and the roof caves in, and all this. No, but I'm laughing. But I'm like, we happen to have a raised house. Don't know. Everyone around us got flooded. Do you know what I mean? So it's like if you're relying on external conditions that you don't even control to decide if something was a good decision or not. Yeah. And that's actually most of life is externalities we can't control. I don't know, I question more and more if I can judge if things were right or wrong. I think it's just like if you did the best you could with what you had. And I think you can say that. Please don't shit on the floor, lovely tenants, if you're watching this right now. Don't include that, please. We won't. Anyway, that's enough on that. Very good. That's a big long waffle. Very good. The surf is picking up. Yeah, I know. It's big. Is that more what you could tackle? That's pretty far out. I don't know if I'm game to paddle all that way. How do you want to wrap it up? What's happening in the week ahead? Share the plans for the next week, and then that links into the next episode. Something I wanted to touch on with our house sit that we did in Courtney. Oh yeah. Was that we stayed in a young couple's family home that they're renting, and they have their 2 dogs and their cat. Yeah. And something that I love about doing house sits is that you really get a good insight into their lives. Yeah, that's right. Not obviously directly, but kind of indirectly by just like seeing... Yeah, home is a reflection of values. It's a very personal place, right? Like not many people would just welcome you into their personal home without even having met you before. True. You know. Other than being a paramedic and just coming in that was literally my life before this. So I'm very used to it. And it's like a inbuilt skill, I guess, to like assess a home and look and judge and Well, you have to judge. Is this safe or not? Is this safe? Yeah. That's fair. So I'm very used to that. I don't feel like I have to judge with house sits, you know, because I'm like I'm not my. It's not usually a dangerous situation that I'm going into. Different context. Acute. Yeah. But it was really nice to see, I think, a young family and like someone who's maybe 3 to 5 years ahead of like
us in terms of their age and seeing the life that they live. I think it's really cool to see a glimpse into how other people live their lives, and just kind of gives you inspiration or uninspiration. Is that a word?
That's a good one. Demotivation. That is,
yeah. And you kind of go, oh yeah, I'd like that, or no, I wouldn't like that. Yeah.
And it's all pretty chill, isn't it? Like the whole process. I don't know, to give people an idea of like when you say they don't really, like you don't have much time to build up trust or whatever. What does that look like though in terms of getting a house sit? Because some people are like, oh, do you just like apply and you just get it straight away?
Like, no, like I have written out a massive profile for us. So there's a lot of information on there that people can read about us. First of all,
that's
when you apply. And then you have to like write an application. So it's all in how you write that application to actually get even shortlisted for the house sit. And then if they like you, then we usually jump on a call or a FaceTime, usually a FaceTime or a Zoom.
It's a good way to build rapport.
Yeah, so quickly, I think when you finally talk to someone, you can have a good gauge on what they're like. And just build up that trust, and if they are happy with us, then they say yes.
That's it.
Yeah. We got this one quite last minute too. It was like maybe a week out.
Yep.
So that was great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to trust into Trusted Housesitters indeed.
Yeah.
Just for, if anyone's curious how we're landing all these houses, thought it was worth,
Yeah, we could do a whole video on Trusted Houses.
So I just wanted to put in a snippet in there.
Yeah.
Something of value, not that we're just like living it up and walking into all these strangers.
And there's like lots available, but certainly I would say that the good ones not the good ones, like maybe the more premium houses or locations or longer sits, definitely the longer sits, like the month plus ones, do go quite quickly. And so you do have to, like I remember like showing you one, being like, oh my God, look at this. I'll apply for it. And then like checked back later that day, done.
Yeah.
Application's closed.
Yeah.
Because I think they take like 5 or so and then they close it. So you got to get onto it.
Pro tips. Turn your notifications on. Have a darn good profile pre-written. Yeah. And then actually put effort into your application, which is something Maddie does really well, and I don't think I commend her enough on it. Yeah. Because I see her like reading the owner, reading the description of their pets, tailoring it, like making an effort. Because so many people just put in generic, selfish applications.
Or it's
like,
about like why they want to go to
why they want to go to this location, rather than like why they want to look after. Which seems pretty logical, but I just thought I'd say that because we were surprised how much feedback we got, like positive feedback we were getting in the sits that we landed, being like, yeah, you guys like made an effort, you wrote an application, like your profile was great, we got all the information we needed. Yeah. So like whenever we jump on calls with house sitters, most of the time they joke, but they're just like, well, you guys seem like nice people. Yeah. Well, you guys are normal. Yeah. Whereas like some house sits, they have to sit on there and ask for a ton of information from the applicant because they didn't put it on their profile. Yeah. So the battle, I don't want to call it the battle, but the pre-game is definitely important, and she's the queen of it. So big shout out.
Well, yeah, we have different strengths that we bring to this partnership, and that is one of mine. So I'm more than happy to contribute in that way.
I think I don't want to say that your copywriting is a strength necessarily. I think your strength is being in nice places and spaces. I think you put a value on like residing
definitely. Like I can suss out a good place easily. Yeah. From
you just seem to have like an intuition.
But I've been into houses.
And that helps, right? From exposure, it's like I call it pattern recognition. You've seen so many.
So if you're a paramedic and you're watching this, we know the good houses. Yeah, that's trust me.
Bloody yeah.
You can pick them. And I'm in a different country, like it's very easy in Brisbane to know what the good houses are and what they aren't. Yeah. Or like the safe, shall I say? Safe. Yeah. Yeah.
But at least now, but I think that still carries. You can come over and with like maybe 5 to 10 photos that the owners have put up on a profile, plus a general sense about the suburb, you've picked winners. Haven't had any stinkers yet.
No, we haven't.
So far. We may. I'm not saying it won't happen.
Yeah, we could. We definitely could.
Someone could catfish us with photos, but so far so good. So
always make sure you see a picture of the bedroom where you'll be sleeping.
Oh, goodness.
We got that one from Kieran, our friend.
Yeah. Because I don't think we quite saw the bed when we were staying in Santa Cruz. Was it Santa Cruz, that name of the place? I know it's relating to another suburb in Guatemala. And there was the Nomads location, and a lot of the reviews were saying, didn't see a photo of the bed, and it wasn't bad. But let's just say the bed was like wedged into this tiny inlet of the room. no space on the sides.
You had
Insert
to
the clip on.
you had to get in from the end of the bed.
From the end of the bed. There's no sides.
There's no sides to walk
and
around.
a headboard.
On.
I think the only clip I have of the bed is essentially, you're watching it right now, Maddie with a cat.
Oh, yeah.
As I walked in after being out, and Mr. Steal Your Girl comes in and she's patting the black cat, the nearby neighbour. Anyway, so that's probably been some of the,
Or what else?
standouts.
I can think of some other things to trusted house sitters while we're on the topic.
You want to keep riffing?
Yeah.
Run it.
Things get broken. Accidents happen.
I think this is its own video. I think there's a Trusted House Sitters 101 video.
Yeah,
Which is
there
like
is.
breaking it down. I just thought that give them the tip today, but no, you're right.
Yeah,
There's break-in, there's ethicette, there's coming in, how many days early. Oh my
Let's do a
goodness,
whole
that's
nother
another
video.
thing.
Yeah, whole
we
nother
could
video.
talk about like anxiety and behavioural issues with pets, and like how to manage that crap.
Honestly, it's fun. Sometimes the owners that you need to manage.
Sometimes the owners,
pets.
that's it. It's actually owner management.
It's good get spicy. The owners, sorry.
No, research. It's if one of the past owners saw it, maybe she wouldn't. I don't know.
We love you, Melody.
Don't say that. No, someone's got to look for a Melody on Trusted House Sitters.
So we can cut it.
Beep. Or just beep over her name.
I also really need to go to the toilet.
All right. We love it, friends. I love you and leave ya. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.
Catch ya.